Hi everybody, it's Sarah Varney from the PassPorter Moms Podcast, and I'm here with
Carrie Hayward, author and editor of PassPorter's Disney Weddings and Honeymoons.
And we're coming to you live at the Grand Floridian from the 2011 Disney Social Media Moms Conference. Yay! And we're having the best time, right? The best time. What was the highlight so far for you?
Well, I really liked Chris Brogan's talk about social media.
Chris Brogan is the author of Trusted Agent. The book came out a couple of years ago, and he was one of our speakers today.
And it was interesting because it just seemed really vague on the agenda that he was going to talk about social media, and that's sort of like what we're here for, but it wasn't more specific than that. So I really felt like I learned a lot. I mean, I'm still a newbie at this whole social media game, and so he didn't just go over my head. He had stuff for the advanced users, and there are a lot of those in our crowd today, but he also had stuff for beginners like me, and then he took questions, and we could, ask to clarify things. Plus, he gave out free copies of his book, so I thought it was really useful.
And Terry bum rushed the stage and snagged one. So. So for me, so far, well, there's been I can't pick one highlight, so it was mean asking you too. Renee Seiler, who is the former anchor of the morning show on CBS and is currently the author of The Good Enough Mother, and she has a website, and she's on Twitter, and she's a social media mom just like us. She was funny and engaging, and I just thought, just hilarious. So she was great, and then I'm a Broadway geek, flat out geek, no other word for it, and so Susan Egan performed this afternoon, and she was the original Belle on Broadway. She's the voice of Meg in Hercules, the movie, and performed a number of songs, including my own, and I almost embarrassed myself by singing out loud. It was hard not to.
Which song was that?
Well, Defying Gravity is from Wicked. I know them all, so I was singing along with everything that wasn't an original song.
She also did karaoke to one of her own songs. They played the image of Megara from Hercules singing the song in the movie, but they took her vocals out, and Susan Egan sang it live, which was a really fun treat.
And so we had a great event last night. If you were watching last night, we were at a platinum soiree run by Disney Fairy Tale Weddings, which is Terry's area of expertise. Why don't you tell them about that?
They were celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they had all kinds of great surprise guests for us. It started out with the designer of the new Alfred Angelo line of Disney wedding dresses, talking about them, and then they debuted a new dress, which is the Platinum Cinderella dress. And then we got to interview him a little bit afterwards, and he said that they will be introducing another princess, and I think it's now out on the internet that it's Rapunzel, of course. And then next year they're going to introduce new dresses for the existing princesses, because as he said, Disney only has so many princesses, which you wouldn't know it to be here, but there's a limited number of princesses.
Everybody's how everybody's a princess now?
Yes.
Suddenly Tinkerbell is in the princess pantheon.
Maybe she'll get a dress.
Rapunzel's suddenly a princess.
So, and then David Tutera talked. Carly Roney, the editor of The Knot, spoke, and then they surprised us with a Glee-style surprise vow renewal of the couple who are in the new print ads. Glee-style because they had these dancers playing their attendants, dancing down the aisle, and then the bride danced down the aisle, and they...
So DJ's got me falling in love again.
Yeah, it was high energy. And then, but they did a very serious and touching vow renewal, and then we all went out and had a little more candy at the gorgeous candy bars they'd set up. And then the media got to go to the Italy Pavilion in Epcot and have a dinner and watch the illuminations, while these guys, the social media moms, went over and had this fabulous carnival buffet on the shores of the Grand Floridian, which it sounds like the spot where you guys last night has just been leaked as the site of a new DVC resort that's going in. So, and somebody has
Maybe you should tell us more about that.
Yeah, all I know is there's a map online. Somebody found some plans. Disney has to file the plans, and somebody always finds them before they pull them down. And, it's going to be on this stretch of beach between here and the wedding pavilion, which has some brides concerned that it's going to ruin the sight lines of the wedding pavilion. But interesting, and certainly
that's
something...
just in they've
it's
filed
still
something
on
could
the
happen,
internet.
could not happen.
Well, supposedly a high-up source says this is correct, but, they always deny it until the last second when they're actually building Bay Lake Tower, and then they finally admit, okay, we're building Bay Lake
when they're
Tower.
halfway through with the resort. Oh, by the way. That's a DVC property. Dinner last night was a lot of fun, actually. It did take place on the beach, and they had Mickey and Minnie was there, and Goofy and Pluto were there, and they had carnival games all set up, which we didn't partake in, although I tried to convince Jennifer to let me do spinner. And she said yes, but, I wasn't going to elbow aside the 6-year-old to get my turn. And it was a really fun event. The food's been really good for a conference type event, you know. I mean, it's not Victorian Albert's, but
So was it like carnival-inspired food? Popcorn, cotton candy? Or?
there was popcorn, there was cotton candy, yes. And yes, Ryan, if you're watching, Mommy did get a bag, and I'll try to bring some home for you. But yeah, popcorn, cotton candy, and what was it, steak skewers? I'm looking at Jennifer, who's behind the camera. Orzo salad and all kinds of good stuff. And yummy calamari. That's my new obsession. I'm obsessed with the calamari.
Which you also got at lunch
I got it.
today.
I had it again. It's really good. But we're having a great time, and the weather's been beautiful. And Jennifer and I were in the Magic Kingdom until, I don't know what time last night. 10:30 or something like that. Yeah. And then we went back to the room and flat out collapsed. Flat out collapsed. I would love to tell you we were up until the wee hours of the morning dancing, and just did not. It would be complete falsehood. And then what do we have still coming up? We have tonight the private event at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's the Lights Motor Cars DJ party hosted by Disney Junior, taking place on the set of Lights Motor Cars Action, and that's a dinner and a dance, and sometimes, fingers crossed, they also give us access to an attraction. Last time I did this event, it was Toy Story Midway Mania, and we just got to ride it over and over and over and over. So they haven't announced anything like that, but I'm hopeful.
Maybe they'll let us drive the cars.
Whoa. Anybody who's seen my driving doesn't want that. And now, Carrie, what are you doing tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow they're having the bridal showcase over here at the Wedding Pavilion and also at the Grand Floridian, and so I'm going to be popping in and out of the various seminars. They're going to have a convention room open where you can go in and talk to different representatives of the various business units for a wedding. So you can talk to the florist, you can talk to, I don't know if they're going to have anybody there from entertainment, but you'll get to meet with actual people and planners and ask them questions. Meanwhile, back in the Wedding Pavilion, they will have a question and answer session. The head designer for Alfred Angelo will be there to do a little fashion show and talk. And then they are having a special ticketed lunch with David Tutera and Carly Roney in the middle of the day. So I'm going to go see what I can see and hopefully turn up with some pictures and video. And the first two people who find me at the event tomorrow get free copies of PassPorter's Disney Weddings and Honeymoons.
Free giveaways. Oh, giveaways. We should talk about the giveaways. People love to hear about what Disney gave away at these things. So somebody, not us, somebody did win a night in Cinderella's castle.
Yeah.
Jennifer and I were both looking at our raffle tickets like, come on, 27, you know, but it didn't happen. They gave away a Dooney and Burke bag, and anybody who listens to the podcast knows that as soon as they said that, our entire table turned and looked at me and went, ah! You know, like somehow my wanting it was going to make me win it.
So fortunately, it wasn't the one you really want, right? So it's okay.
No, it wasn't the one I really want, which I'm pretty sure, honey, I'll own it by the end of the trip. Love you. Kisses. Bye-bye. And they gave away, what else did they give away? Oh, a huge gift basket full of all kinds of fun stuff from Disney Junior, which is what Playhouse Disney used to be, and AKA Disney Junior. So that was fun. Oh, and a watch. Somebody else got a watch. Yeah.
Right.
So, right. Which again I was coveting, but.
But we're all winners. We are all winners.
We're all winners.
You know what?
Being here.
We made off with one of the centerpieces. You know, that's all you need to know.
Ooh.
You can't tell, but it lights up.
Yeah. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little blue light in there, and it actually.
If you were watching the streaming video, you might have heard me freak out when I thought it was the ice sculpture sorbet that they make of Cinderella's slipper, which they light up, and they put on Be Our Guest, like they always do, and the waiters came in, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to get an $18 sorbet and a glass slipper. But no, it was champagne, I don't know, light up champagne.
Oh yeah, champagne. The champagne was flowing freely, so Disney knows how to throw a party. They give us champagne, get us drunk, and then tell us to tweet.
And then they don't like the result. I don't get it.
Yeah, and then suddenly they're not retweeting what we're saying.
Hello. Hopefully you've been enjoying the live broadcast that I've been doing. I know it's my first time, so the camera shook a lot, and I didn't even figure out that I should be using the big tripods, the little tripod, and of course, figuring out which stream we should be using is, so I thank you for bearing with us while I get over these technological hurdles, and I promise in the future it will be even better. So thank you. So, something actually I wanted to talk more about your book.
Oh, okay.
We're here.
Sure.
So, well, I have a copy. So, Bear with me a moment. I got it. She has to hold on to it. Hang on.
Do, 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 do.
Music,
I'm the hold
like
music,
Carrie
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was
Oh, and I don't have one. Well,
I thought it was in my bag, but okay, why don't you tell everyone about it?
okay, so PassPorter's Disney Weddings and Honeymoons is a combination bridal guidebook and organizer for planning a wedding at Walt Disney World and on the Disney Cruise Line. We don't have a section on Disneyland yet, but that is in the works. The thing is, Disneyland is a lot smaller, simpler, and it's more like just having a regular hotel wedding. So right now we've just focused on Disney World because it's a whole other ball of wax. So the book acts as a guidebook in that it explains the entire process, all of the complicated things like the various minimums. You have to spend a certain amount on food and beverage, you have to spend a certain amount on the site or the day, including the site. Some sites have fees, some don't. It breaks all that down. It talks about the requirements that you have, depending on what kind of wedding you have. You may need to agree to fill a certain number of hotel rooms. Excuse me. And and then it just breaks down all your options and gives you as many prices as I can dig up and as current prices I can dig up, because a lot of this information, you go on Disney's website and they have like 5 general price guidelines for 5 things, but you want to know how much a Chiavari chair is going to cost you. So all those prices are in there, and you can use them and plug them into the interactive worksheets in the back. So that's the organizer part, because if you're planning a Disney wedding, you've probably noticed that all the bridal organizers on the market have all this stuff in them you don't need, like how to pick a caterer and where to put the name of your cake decorator and how to hire a wedding planner. You get all that at Disney. So these are tailored specifically to a Disney wedding, and they're interactive. So you can type in all the information online. There's a self-calculating budget that will tell you exactly how much you're going to spend on tax, exactly how much you'll spend on the service charge, and where all your money is going. How much is going to qualify for your Disney minimum that you have to meet, and how much is above that. So it's all together in one package. You can get it as a PDF ebook that's interactive, or you can buy it on PassPorter.com and on Amazon.com as a print book that you can throw in your bag.
Yes, and I want to note that the ebook, you can actually put it on your iPad and your Nook.
Right.
And you can't use the interactive features on there, but if you want to have a reference on your iPad or your Nook, that Carrie has a really awesome iPad. And,
I can whip it out. There? Yeah, let me whip it out. Well, I have my book. Yeah, let me see if I can.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can do that.
She has an iPad too.
An iPad too with a pretty big cover.
Just like the one you can win in the PassPorter
That's
contest.
right.
That's right. How's the contest going?
Oh, contest is going gangbusters. In fact, I should say that if anyone out there who's doing the iPad contest and is wondering why I haven't sent back your special contest ticket, it's because I'm in Walt Disney World. Sorry. But I promise I'll catch up, probably tonight or tomorrow. So hang in there.
All right. This takes a little doing. I'm still getting used to the iPad. Still being kind of frustrated by the iPad occasionally.
You can see it.
All right, I can see it. It's loading. And let's make it. Hey, come back. Come on. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything. Now, can I make it 2 pages? No.
Just do the cover, because they probably won't be able to see anymore.
Sorry,
anyway.
folks. I just got this a couple days ago. I still don't know. Go away.
Well, if anyone's wondering where we are right now, we're actually sitting near the pool at the Grand Floridian. So in front of me is the zero entry pool, which is it's a beautiful day. And behind me is the Polynesian. Over this way is the Contemporary. And over there, you might be able to hear the sound of the train, is Magic Kingdom.
And this is PassPorter's Disney Weddings and Honeymoons on an iPad. Ooh. As you can see, it's a lot more difficult than opening a book. But once you get the hang of an iPad, I'm sure it's much easier than opening a book.
Yeah, cool. Well, is there anything else that you want to say?
Wish you were here.
Yeah, wish you were here. Mwah, loves and kisses.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for following along.
Thank you. So I will be trying to do some more live broadcasts this evening from the really cool Lights Motors DJ party, because that sounds pretty awesome, I'd say. So keep an eye on our PassPorter.com/live page. And if there's anything, it'll show up there. Thank you for following us. Bye.